afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone. My name is Shweta Tripathi, and I'm your host for CTW Global Podcast. In every episode, we touch point on the various key sectors of the industry. So today, we will focus on marketing segment, and for that, we have a very amazing guest with us, and she's someone who is making noise in the marketing agency, marketing industry. So I would like to welcome Anamika Arun, who is the founder of the brand Tribe. Hello, Anamika.
Hi, Shweta.
Welcome to our show. We are very, very excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming. So, Anamika, I was just talking about how we can do a lot in our marketing segment, and you are the expert in the marketing, and your company, the brand Tribe, is doing wonders when it comes to marketing, creating marketing strategies. So I want to ask you, for our audience who wants to dig deep into this sector, how this idea of brand Tribe come into the picture. What was the philosophy? What inspired you that, okay, I want to do this?
Great. I guess at the onset of the new year, it's a good question to revisit where it all began. So to all my audience, I'm from the field of advertising. That's where I come from, and had the maximum years of over a decade I spent with some of the best agencies globally, like Saatchi & Saatchi, Lintas, and Leo Burnett, working with some of the most international and amazing brands. So that's where my passion for the industry and the creativity field came through. So advertising was basically a summation of marketing and creativity. Both things blended beautifully. But after that, as the story of many women entrepreneurs, we shifted countries for my husband's job. I took a sabbatical for motherhood and all of that. Yet the passion was still very much there. So I would not say the brand Tribe was created to reinvent the marketing field or to create something for anybody else. It was more an inward journey for me. I would say I created it firstly for myself, to bring the passion back into my life, which I felt during the sabbatical years I was losing out on, my personal identity. So that's where it started from. But the idea was always to create a difference. And with that was the vision. So the vision was to support young entrepreneurs, the startups, who might not have the support system which some of the best brands or the bigger brands have, because they have an ecosystem of big agencies.
Correct.
So I wanted to be in the ecosystem where we can support startups. And that's why the name itself, the brand Tribe.
The brand Tribe.
Okay, yeah.
That's very inspiring story you're sharing with us. So I want to pick from here, when you were talking about that you changed country, you changed a lot of things in terms of start getting this inspiration for brand Tribe. So how do you maintain that healthy balance, healthy work-life balance between the work, between your house, between your husband? Because I think this is the challenge with. It is very common with everyone in terms of for the woman, basically for the woman. I'm not saying it is a challenge.
It is for everybody, but
specifically
somehow,
for this. I'm talking about the woman.
Women, and especially if they are mothers, if they are managing a family and kids, of course, it's a challenge. What I would say there is that, work-life balance, it doesn't exist in complete entirety. We might fool ourselves to say that we can strike the perfect balance, because if I'm here, I'm missing out on something else. I could have socialized with my friends.
Correct.
I could have done something with my kids. I could have, right? It's a choice I made to be here.
Correct.
So with every choice, I am losing out on something else. But it's up to me which choices or priority is more important for me. So there are days when work is more important, so I might have to miss out on the fun aspect, and there are days when family is more important, and I might have to miss out on some commitment. So I guess it's all about the choice you want to make.
I agree. I completely agree with you on this point, that choice is what makes your life. Make it or break it. I completely agree. So moving on to my next question, connecting dots from here. we there's a term called, self imposter syndrome. Okay, I think this is something which is in every this
prevalent
kind
across,
of in everybody. I'm sure as an entrepreneur, it is very difficult to push every day, make that day your day. Every day is difficult. So how do you overcome that challenge? How do you overcome that self doubt? That okay, I want to move on. I want to do. I want to call it my day.
Totally. I guess there is no day when the self-doubt or imposter syndrome is not coming into our minds. It would be a very unrealistic to think that we are at our best every single day. In fact, today itself, I was not sure whether I want to do a video podcast. I was like, let's do an audio one. But then you think, why not? What's lacking? That why should we not jump into the next level? So yes, you have to question yourself. Then you should be surrounded by the kind of people who are not critical. There is a critical, I mean in a positive way. If they are critical in a positive way, it's for your development. If you are surrounded with the right kind of people, then your self-doubt can be handled better. And I guess it's also a journey. Nobody, especially in the field of marketing or any other field, every day you have to learn, right, to grow. So the self-doubt can be handled and worked upon if you are part of that learning process. That's very important for everybody.
Yeah, I think I also second you on this point. It's as 100%. I'm totally with you what you are saying. So let's make it more in a lighter and a creative way, because we're talking about marketing and not so. Let's not make this very serious conversation. Let's have some fun. So let's talk about in terms of creativity. When let's say if the brand tribe is a fictional character, right? Just imagine. So who would it be and why?
Very interesting question, in fact. So I haven't really thought too much about it, but when you are saying about it, for me, brand tribe is basically your friendly guide. It's basically that person who is there with you, supportive, mentors you, guides you, but is not critical of you. Have you seen that movie Karate Kid?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So the mentor over there is probably the reference point. I might not have reached there. The brand tribe is still in the journey, but that's the ideal representation of who we would like to be, a guide.
That's a very brilliant approach to life and how you see your vision. So moving on to the next part of this, how do you, like, as a woman entrepreneur, how I see it in terms of framing the question, I don't know, I'm not getting the right words. So how do you lead a team? Because there's a certain approach to lead a team when you are a woman entrepreneur.
Sure.
And then, it's not about the podcast on the male part, but more on the female entrepreneur. Right. So how do you face a challenge, give a solution?
Sure.
You get a brief from a client, let's put it in that way, more strategically. You get a brief from a client. You have, okay, I want to take it ahead in a different structure. Okay, I want to provide a solution. So what is your approach? What is the woman touch in that? And how do you deal with that scenario every day, making the brand look outstanding?
Great. So I feel there are some nuances of questions here. I will try to address it to the best. As I mentioned, the brand tribe was created with the vision of creating an ecosystem of like-minded people. And by this like-minded people, it's also my team who have to work as a team together to support each other, and like-minded clients as well. So when I say clients, this is a term that we avoid using, because basically they are our extended family. They in terms of the approach we have towards them, and that's the differentiator of brand tribe. They also are our partners, because our vision is common of growth for the brand. So we believe that we are the marketing partners rather than client and agency relationship. So this mindset itself, differentiates the whole approach. And I am particularly very passionate about the women and their journey. the story of sabbatical and motherhood and all of that is very, very common.
Yes.
Far more than we would like to recognize it for. And I have, in my personal capacity, tried to support it by having more females in my team. I'm very passionate about women and in their journey, because actually their sabbatical and leaving their career and the passions for motherhood is a story which is very, very common, especially in a country like UAE, which is made up of expats. So I, in my personal capacity, have tried to encourage and support by having more and more female members in my team.
That's nice.
That's something I don't say talent has no gender, right?
Right.
But it's something which organically fell into place.
Yes.
And if I can support and make a difference of one person also in somebody's life, I think I have made it. Right?
Yes.
And that's the woman touch that we bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think it's more about women helping another woman.
Yes.
I think we women, we all should stick to this ground rule.
True.
We help each other to
we
grow,
do that.
not drag them down.
Of course. And if I may add, since your question was about how do I lead as a woman,
Yes.
then I think what our vision was about a friendly guide. That's what I am to my team members, scolding them when wrong, pampering them, guiding them in all its glory. I'm there.
I'm sure your workplace must be a very healthy and happy and entertaining.
Yes,
I'm sure I would love to
come.
come
Yes,
and
please.
visit there. 100%.
Sure, we would love to have you over. Thank you.
Okay, so one more question when we talk about female entrepreneurship, basically. So there are a lot of women out there who want to take a step ahead and who want to become an entrepreneur, but they are hell-bent, not hell-bent, maybe they're stuck. There's one,
they don't know where to start.
What is that starting point? So do you have any advice for them? People like them, they want to do it, but how?
So, of course, everybody's choice is personal. If somebody has chosen to be a homemaker and living that beautifully, because obviously that's an experience which can't be, we can't be thankful enough for that. But if somebody is there who is feeling some kind of a void in their career, in their passion, I would strongly recommend them to take the plunge. There is no right time. If not now, then when? Because imagine yourself 10 years later when the kids have left the home and you are living in an empty nest. What have you created for yourself? Don't do it for anybody else. Just do it for yourself. And trust me, the amount of love and admiration that the kids see for the mother we live in this guilt conscious that, okay, fine, if we are stepping out, that means we are ignoring them. No, that's not true. A mother females are very good at multitasking.
Yes.
They can manage it, and kids love to get inspiration from their parents. So the love and respect that you will see in your kids' life will make it totally worth it. Also, I don't want to make it very all positive. There will be failures. There will be challenges.
Yes.
But if better today than 10 years later, right?
Agree.
So just go for it and be the part of the process.
So taking from here, our mantra is let's do it.
Yes, totally.
So, yes, let's just do it. If you have any doubt in your mind, so I suggest you just take a leap of faith and do it. And I'm sure you're gonna thank Anamika later in future that thank God I took this advice and I'm doing it. And just in case if you have any questions, any suggestions you want to ask us or ask Anamika, drop in everything in the comment section. We will try to address everything because we are trying to take our platform on a different level where we engage with you more closely, and that's how we will pick your suggestion and feedback as well.
So great, Shweta, that you have created this forum, and through this I would like to mention that anybody who is planning to go ahead in their marketing journey or to create something meaningful in their life, if in any way we can support you, we are all there for you.
That's a lovely word. I'm sure if you're hearing this, then we are here for you. She is here for all of you. And before we close, Anamika, so I'm going to take it back like in the past. No, it's not the past, but I will talk about CTW Global, where you were our speaker, and our audience had a great time from your insight. So, a last question, which I want you to address this to our audience as well. What was your key takeaway from that session, from that show, that you want to tell everyone or highlight?
So, to all of the people who have not attended that event, it was one of the biggest events that I think I went to during the year. So, the kind of network of people that I could meet was amazing. So, that's something that I would look forward to any such event, because we should not confine ourselves within our set of network and people. The more we explore further and the more we collaborate, the opportunities get created. That's how I met her, and that's how we are talking today. So
It's all networking.
yes,
It's all networking and relationships.
and
100%.
however, I might have not been a networking person 5 years back, and I still see it as a very hard thing. But sometimes it happens organically. Be there and let it flow. Whatever has to happen will be organically there. You don't have to push it too hard. Trust me. And I will again say that that's what the meaning of our name is, tribe. Once you step out, you find your tribe.
Yes, that's the wonderful sentence. You actually said it in a right way. It's all about the tribe. That's how you resonate with your brand too.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Anamika, for coming today, for sharing your insight with us, with our audience. I'm sure they will have a lovely time listening to your podcast. And if you're listening to this, before I close the session, I want to tell you, please subscribe to our channel, CTW Global, and you have to click on the link on the YouTube. You have to click on the link on Spotify to hear the podcast, and any suggestion and feedback is welcome. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'll see you in the next session. This is Shweta Tripathi signing off. Thank you so much.